Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures on what was an absolutely glorious morning here on the allotment. We've had blue skies, it's been really warm, the sun's been out, and yet we're just about to go into the afternoon and the clouds appeared and it's got a little bit chillier than normal. However, the birds are still here, they're singing away, having a wonderful morning. I hope you're all well. Sit back, relax, come on, you know the drill now, put your feet up and have a cuppa. Welcome once again to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Well, because it was such a nice morning, I thought I'd start to move things around a little bit. In front of me here is an old grow frame, covered of course, and I popped it here because we get the full sun here. But last year we had really opposite to what we've had this year. We had sun, lots and lots of sun, but a heat wave, no water, and so this was really impossible to keep watered. You could put some in and literally half an hour later you come back as dry as a bone, even with the tops open. So I've taken all the soil out of it with my trusty, not my spade, I've got my big shovel, and we've had 2 wheelbarrows full out of here. I think it took 2 massive bags of compost. Now this compost actually is just sat here because in the end nothing was growing, so I just put some tubs in there, easier to water, held the water better, and so I've moved the soil outside into one of my raised beds. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can keep an eye on that and we can utilise that. Now what's going to happen to this? Well, I'm going to turn it into an indoor chilli farm. Yes, I'm going to put some chilli peppers in here, but they're going to go inside the greenhouse. Possibly my other greenhouse, my little one in the corner, or even the one behind me here, into the plastic one. So it's got its own little environment within a greenhouse because, as we all know, chillies like it warm. And in here, I can keep an eye on it, keep the temperature constant. And I've got at least 2 or 3 chilli peppers coming up now, which is absolutely brilliant. So it's great to be outdoors. Now, been doing that, had that done. While I take a break from doing all the hard stuff, and I'm shattered, because this actually weighs an absolute ton because it's so wet in there, because I've had the covers open throughout the winter. Like most of the things on my allotment, it's absolutely saturated. So hopefully days like today will help dry them out. And we can start planting some of the seeds out directly when we get into March, which is not too far away now. Let's pop across to Wakefield and we'll see what Darren's doing on his allotment. Well, in Wakefield over the last weekend, it's just been the rhubarb festival because this is the time for rhubarb, forced rhubarb. And they grow rhubarb inside massive big sheds with just candlelight. And the rhubarb forces itself, so it goes long and thin, hardly any colour. And that's beautiful rhubarb. And they have a massive festival about it. I just couldn't get the chance to get across. Next year, I'm going to try and get there and we'll do some filming and we'll get some interviews. But look at Darren's rhubarb. And he's forced this. Can you see the bell behind him on the ground, the terracotta bell? That is over his rhubarb. And sometimes they have a little lid on, so you can take the lid on and off if you wish and keep an eye out what's going on inside. But that looks absolutely incredible. I bet it's beautiful and sweet and crisp. Fantastic. Well done for growing that, Darren. Absolutely massive. Because rhubarb can get a bit invasive. It loves it. It just goes bang and it gets everywhere once it's planted and will grow back and grow back and grow back year on year on year. You can hack it and it will still grow back. It's so resilient, but yours, well controlled, well maintained and beautiful. Can't wait to hear whether you make a crumble, a pie, or you're going to get a bit of sugar and dip it in and oh, you know, the good old days, eh? You've also got some, I think, by the looks of things, some leeks coming up outside. They're looking magnificent. And you've got lettuce here. Look at this one. And lots of other, could possibly tomatoes. I'm not quite sure of this one. They all look the same when they're really small, but I'm sure they'll come up and you'll get lots of good stuff out of it. So thanks for those pictures, Darren. And really encouraging this early on in the season. You've got some brilliant stuff coming up. So we're going to pop inside the greenhouse now and I'll show you what I've been doing inside there because it's time now really to get serious about planting and sowing the seeds we want later on to become our plants here on the allotment. Well, here I am inside my greenhouse, and I've been sowing like mad this morning. Behind me here, let me just move around a bit. I have now into one of my propagators here. Look, I've got sown lots and lots of seed. And what's beautiful about this is because you've got so many little seed pods, and now it's full of water, so I've got to be very, very careful. So I've got at this end, we've got some Savoy cabbage, and then we've got 2 lots of Savoy cabbage. I love my cabbage. This one we've got 2 lots of cauliflower, and then we've got broccoli, and we've got mixed sweet peppers, so all different colours in there: purples, orange, red, and of course green. Now the way to get those colours is the longer the season they grow, the different colours they will change. They all start off green, and then eventually they will go into their different colours. I don't know from the seed, because it's just a seed, what colour any of those are going to turn into. They could be red, they could be yellow, they could be orange, they could be purple. Who knows? And yeah, last year was a bit of a cheat, wasn't it? Grew those purple ones, they were green inside. Just the outer skin that had changed the colour. However, they've started now. 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully we'll start seeing some come through. They have water in the bottom. I've decided to place them over here on this side, so they've not got too much heat as they come up, because the temperatures are now changing. So we are getting really, really good temperatures inside here at the moment. In fact, last time we had 58 Fahrenheit. Let's even change that into centigrade, because I'm no good. Or 14.8, and the lowest was 8.5 degrees. The maximum, the last 48 hours has been 46 degrees, because we have had some sunshine, which is great. Now, behind me here also, I have, look at these beautiful free, alpha note strawberries. They're looking really good. They're surviving. Little drops of water every so often, don't want to overpower them. And these are my sprouts that I transplanted. Do you remember? And they've grown. I've put that one back in actually, because it was going a bit long again. These two are doing okay. So we've got some sprouts coming. And then behind, of course, we have, you probably can't see those, I don't think. We have leeks in there and some more sprouts. I've also sown today, we've got, the tomatoes have gone in, and we've got some more cabbages. Yes, so that's exciting news. So it's all coming along well here. Over here, of course, this is where the light is, this is where the heat pad is. You can just see the corner here. And yes, I still haven't got my act together and repaired my greenhouse inside, which I must do, because it's a complete waste of space at the moment. But we'll get there. There's so much to do outside now. We've got the good weather, and fingers crossed, all of these lovely, lovely seeds will come up. What I have done as well on here, on the back, I've written, on the front, I've written what they are. So we've got sweet peppers and chilies. And on the back, I've written the date that I've sown them, so that I know when we started off. I can't find my diary. I've got it somewhere, so I can start writing in diary when exactly I planted and sown these seeds. So fingers crossed. Oh, that's right. We've got butternut squash as well. Butternut squash. They are amazing plants. They make me laugh because the leaves are massive. And again, we'll look at that when we get closer, because you have a male flower and a female flower. And it's like all the others, like the pumpkins we had and some of the cucumbers. You don't want male flowers. You want them, but they don't grow, obviously, any fruits off them. They look beautiful, but they don't produce the fruits. The fruits and the vegetables come from behind the flower, so you'll see them. You think, well, I can't tell. Growing behind, and we'll look at that when they get to that stage, which is going to be a few weeks' time, unless I can find some photographs in the meantime for the next show. Right behind the flower, you'll see the fruit starting to form, and they're the female ones. We need to get rid of the male ones, and you know, it's how to spot them. We'll look very closely at that in the coming weeks and months ahead. I'm in the greenhouse, and we've got lots of moisture on the outside, so it looks a bit green. I need to get outside and get the outside washed. But actually, it's really helpful sometimes, a bit of shade. Luckily, it's on the outside, not on the inside. Here we have, of course, the garlic transplanted, doing really, really well, shooting up nice and slowly, so that's really exciting. In here, I have some dahlias in this little pot here, but also I have some roses. I was walking along, looked down the floor, and I thought, you know, they're still coming into bud. In fact, I've just done the same thing here with this one. I've been walking along, looked on the floor, all my cuttings I took, and this has just been left. Now, what's interesting is, and I'll just do it across the bottom of this because it's going to get planted. And let's see if I can cut down the middle of this to show you what I mean. Oh, it's like surgery. Here we go. This has just been left on the floor. Of course, I had lots and lots of water, and it's still retaining the water. Oh, it's still growing. If you look down the outside of that, look, we have green, which means it's taking water in and still growing, which is fantastic. And actually, these buds here are still developing and coming. So what I want to do is, I can get 2 extra plants out of this. So what I'm going to do is cut at an angle across the top of there like that. So that's one. And then I'm going to cut below the next one. That's a straight. So we've got one straight, an angle, and then we'll do the top here again. That looks a bit woody, but we'll take that through and see whether there's any. Oh yeah, that's fine. So again, we've got a straight and an angle just below the bud and just below the bud there. And there, hopefully, I'm going to plonk in here. There you go. And what it will do, it will start soaking up. These have been in a few days and they're already growing even more than they were. This is my original that I started with, just 3 in this pot. And well, they're coming nicely, they're growing. They've got green shoots coming out of these buds. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 roses. Absolutely amazing. I love nature. Isn't it wonderful? Helping along, growing and surviving. As I said the other day, though, I don't know what colour these are, but I'm really looking forward to it. Once again, thanks for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Before we go, actually, speaking of peas, let's quickly pop back to Darren in Wakefield. And look, he's got peas coming out of the ground. Absolutely fantastic. I'm a bit behind. I've said to Darren, I've lost my peas. I bought a packet of pea seeds. I can't find them anywhere. They're not in my boxes where my seeds are. They will be somewhere. I'll find some. If not, they're only a few pounds to buy a few more. The problem with buying peas is you get hundreds of the blooming things. Hundreds. And, well, I'll make use of them. I'm sure I will. As I said, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. It's fantastic, once again, to get outside without a coat, without a rain bag, without just being inside the greenhouse. So I'm going to crack on here, get the rest of my raised beds hopefully sorted out. And, well, we're on because we've got a cat that comes and he leaves a little deposit here on the allotment. So next time we're going to look at how I can try and prevent the cat from being here. And funny enough, leftovers from Pancake Day. Some of the toppings I can use, hopefully, to deter the cats. 3 things at least I know that will, and one of them is one of my favourite drinks. I'll see you next time here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Ta-ra for now.